And yes, the meeting is going to be recorded, so even if you have some doubts afterwards, you can take a look at it. We will share it with you as soon as possible after the meeting. So, yeah, let me just go ahead and share so that we can start now. Thank you everyone for joining again. Okay. Okay, can you guys see the slides?
Yeah, we can.
Yes, it.
Okay, great. All right, here we go. So this is going to be Google Tools, Discord, and whatever necessary that you may think of webinar. So for this, we're gonna start with some Google Tools. So as you all know, on our IFSA accounts, we have Google Suite. So we have a bunch of stuff that we can use. And to have like an overview of it, we can split these tools into communication and workspace. So basically, for example, in communication, we go from Gmail to chat, Google Meet, and the calendar. And for workspace, we have our beautiful Drive, Jamboard. I'll explain Jamboard later. And all the documents. So we have Google Docs, Google Forms, Google Sheets, and Google Slides. So yeah, we're gonna start with the chat. I think it's very important, so it's highly recommended that you download it on your phones, and also have it in your computers, either the web version or the application. And why is it so important? So we're gonna start with features. We have direct messages, we have rooms, and we have spaces. So basically, a room is with a group of people, and spaces is pretty much the same thing, but you can split the conversation into topics. So as you can see, our IFSA officials chat has threads where we can like give reactions and we share important stuff. And we can also have tasks on Google Chat, but yeah. I think we've tried for the past years to use the tasks on Google Chat, but yeah, we can continue and try to use that. And also we have notifications, so it can be on the web or desktop if you have the application, mobile, and email. So even on the Gmail app, you can go to the messages that you have on Google Chat, or even the rooms or spaces that there are in this application. So threads are very important because we store information and discussions about a certain topic in that specific thread. So it's a series of posts regarding the same subject, and if the subject is still the same, then you guys go and click reply, because if you click on new thread, you're going to open a new discussion or new conversation, to say it that way. So yeah, it's very important to keep track on this. So there you have like a small example on your phone, how it looks, and there you have the reply option right below the last message on the thread. And if you change subject, then you just go to the bottom down below, you create a new thread, and please use bold for the title and use just one message for the title and then the rest. Or if you want to add instructions, that you can use the title, a small description, and you send the first message and then you continue. So as you can see in our chats, it usually says like, I don't know, general stuff, and then a series of messages. So that would be the best way to use this. And it's also better, as I said, so that we can have our conversations regarding the same topic and not have like a whole mess in our Google Spaces. There's also some superpowers to make text bold, italic, or strike through. So there you have it. Well, I even forgot how to say it in English. But yeah, you have those symbols right there that you can use for this. So yeah. you can check the slides or the recording later if you forget about it. So no worries. So there's some notifications, important things to mention, since well, at least for me, sometimes I get a lot of notifications, and yeah, but we can modify that. So if we go to a Google Space, well, no, in the Google Chat app in general, or if you go to any chat, we go to the gear that we can see on the right, top right, and no, maybe not the gear, where you change your status from like automatic, active, do not disturb, idle, in a meeting, etc. And there's chat notification settings. So if you go to chat notification settings, it would show this square that we can see. So you can allow chat notifications. I would recommend to allow chat notifications, since we sometimes have important discussions. You can turn on or turn off the option of receiving an email if you haven't read the message. For me, I turned that off because it's a lot of emails. So, and well, you can also have other options like smart reply, that basically shows like automatic answers to certain conversations. So depending on the last message, you can get like some suggestions on what to reply. So yeah, that's pretty much that. And on the phone is pretty similar. So we basically just go to these 3 lines, settings, and you have there the chat notifications. So it's not as many options as on desktop, but we still have the smart reply and blocked spaces and chats. Well, I don't think that's going to be necessary. And for a chat room, we can also notify the notifications. So we go to the name of the chat room, and if we go to notifications, then we can edit it. It can be for all new messages. It can be only for mentions and follow threads, or you can turn notifications off, but let's avoid that. Okay, so that was pretty much Google Chat. It's pretty easy to use, and well, I think most of you or all of you have used it now, even for the new officials. So we are going to move on with Gmail. Gmail is very important. So we're going to check the email systems, how to change addresses, the signature, and copying people. Copying people is very important in our emails. So let's go ahead and start. Also, it's recommended, and I would say mandatory, to have it on your phone. So the email system. Basically, everyone has an official email address apart from the one that has your name and last name. So we can say, for example, web at ifsa.net. So you have seen, for example, if you're going to request something for social media, a Zoom meeting or whatever, you notify or you do the request to web at ifsa.net. You don't do it to the personal email of the head of web. And for externals, it's pretty much the same. We have, for example, FAO, so it's fao.commission@ifsa.net. And also for the regional representatives, so for example, Latin America can be latin.america@ifsa.net. So everyone has an official address, and we also have groups. So basically, for example, I don't know, if you want to share something to all of CDC, then instead of adding each person individually, you just write all.cdc@ifsa.net, and that will send it to everyone who is in CDC. So that can be easier to save some seconds and take advantage of time. And as reference, we have an IFSA email system that we can share with you afterwards. So no worries about that. But it is important that we set this up on our IFSA accounts, especially for externals and regional representative, but for everyone in general. So why official emails? To receive and to send emails. So please, please, please use the official email address anytime. especially, well, externals, since you guys send emails to our partners or in the international processes area. It's very important that we use the official one. So yeah, and also the RRs, since you guys are in touch with potential new LCs and stuff like that. So how do you add a new email? On your IFSA accounts, we go now we go to the gear, and we go to see all settings. In see all settings, we go to the part that says accounts, and we click on add another email address. So that is going to pop a little window that is going to have the name and the email address. So as name, you can put the position, you can put your name, or I don't know. So, and then the email address, you can add it there. And as you can see, for example, I have 3 right now as IFSA board, vice president, and my personal email. So once you do that, you click on the next step. And that is going to say that, for example, if you want to send an email as southern.europe@ifsa.net, it needs to be verified. So you click on send verification, and that is going to give you a code. Since everyone is already on their group emails, then you should automatically get this code on your inbox. So you enter the code, and once you have that, you already have this new official account or official email address added. And you can send emails as that email address. So you can send emails as, I don't know, Southern Europe, you can send emails as web, you can send emails as publications or tree learning or whatever. And there's also a pretty important setting to put right below all the email addresses that you have, that it's reply from the same address the message was sent to, because otherwise it automatically adds the one of your personal email, if I'm not mistaken. So make sure to turn that option on. Yeah, so that's pretty much that. It's a few steps, but shouldn't be that difficult. But still, if you guys have any trouble with adding your new email address, make sure to let us know. You can also contact Ao, as she's doing a lot of work recently. So yes. What else? So since you added a new email, then when you are sending one, you can click on this little arrow and you can change the email address where you are sending the email from. So yep, all of the addresses that you have added and that are confirmed are going to show right here. And on the phone, it's pretty much the same. So the little arrow, and you change the email address and you send it. That's it. Nice and easy. Signatures. Signatures are very important too. So again, we go to the gear, all settings, and in general, we scroll down, and at one point we're going to see the signature part. So you create a new one, you give it a name, so you can give it the name of your position, your own name, that's up to you. And we have a file that has like the signature instructions, so you can just copy and edit it, as it's already in the chat. Thank you. And if you are too lazy, you can follow my advice down below, but you already have the file, so you can copy that and change the information. So yeah, and it's quite interactive because the logos that you see down below, they are interactive too. So that leads to the website, the Discord server, and all the social media of IFSA. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, if we want to go quickly through it, is your first and last name, then your current position, and potential previous positions that you've had in the past. Doesn't have to be official necessarily, can be also related to your LC. So if you are, I don't know, LC president, you can add it there. Yeah. And it's very important that you click on Save Changes right at the end of this page of the settings, so that your signature can be added. And congratulations on your new signature. So if you haven't, please take a few minutes to go and do your signature, as it's really important for all information that we send. Okay, copying people. Copying is great because it keeps all the people involved informed. And in case you're not sure who to copy more people and not less. And this is especially very, very important for externals. So please, for information that you are sending or emails that you are writing for a partner or a delegation or whatever, copy your head of commission, either Freddy or Esha, Volodymyr as the counselor, and very, very important, copy the president. So, so yeah, to keep them in the loop. And it's the easiest way so that everyone can be informed. And also regional representatives is important for you guys. So if you are contacting a potential LC or something, copy your MC, your membership counselor. So yeah, copy people, please. Continuing. By the way, if you have questions or anything, you can write them in the chat and we can take a look at it when we finish the Google part. Drive. So Drive is great for file storage. And one very important thing is naming files so that it's easier to find them and also so that it's easier to remember what that file is about. So it's also important for people who will need it in the future. So for example, when you are doing your changeover process or the new head of subcommission for the position that you had, if they want to take a look at previous information, then it's also very important for them. So let's have easy names or concrete names or names that are meaningful and complete. So yeah, a few tips on a file name. Make sure that it's complete, that it makes sense even outside of the folder where it's stored. If you have doubts, again, write more, not less. And including IFSA in the name, it's not that that useful information. So yeah. So for example, if you are having a meeting and you are taking minutes, do not name the file minutes, name it as the name of the meeting, I don't know, the IFSA term, and whatever you want to add. The number of the meeting, so we can see there, number one, membership department meeting. So that would be better. Or also we can see this other example. Yeah. make sure that you are changing the names because sometimes it could happen that you don't change the name, so it stays as IFSA minutes template. And yeah, that type of document is not going to help us at all, and we cannot find it at any moment. So yeah. Shared drives. So shared, it's a space where we have access to different files, folders. The space is unlimited, and the permissions are already configured. So for example, CDC has access to the CDC shared drive, external department to, well, the external officials to the external department one, and so on. And it's basically going to be the only way to start IFSA material, not personal drives, please, basically because information can be easily lost. And if you have stuff on your personal drive and you have to share it, then you will have to do that every single time. So yeah, also the space is unlimited. So please, let's use the shared drives. And if by any chance you are not in your shared drive, please let us know as soon as possible. But that shouldn't be the case. Yeah. So if you go to your shared drive, usually you should have like a folder for your own subcommission, and then one for your term and the previous term, so you can check previous information, and let's just make sure that you have everything there. So yeah, let's follow the meme. Do not store in personal drive or draw 25 cards. Yeah. Sharing on files. There are 3 types of permissions: viewer, commenter, and editor. You can also share by link, and you can also share files with groups, and you can also share files with all of IFSA, and you can share files with anyone on the internet. So basically, if you are the owner or if you are a manager of a file, you can add people and you can give them a certain role. So if you want people to, I don't know, view a presentation, that you can share it with IFSA or with anyone and make sure that you, as we can see here, either IFSA or anyone with the link can view. Or if you feel like they can comment, then you can do commenter and so on. So yeah. And we also have like some settled or already settled permissions, or yeah. So for example, you can see on certain files that board is already added and your commission is already added. So yeah, that makes it a little bit easier. Yeah, and we have templates. We have templates for pretty much anything. So for our documents, we have for minutes, for official letter, for a regular document. So that's there for everyone to use. So it's easier, and also I would say that the way it looks, it's quite nice. So yeah, just make sure to take advantage of that. We also have one for Sheets, and we have one for Google Slides. Just wanted to make sure, or to remind, that this template that we are seeing right now in this presentation is the most recent one. So yeah, if you go to a template, make sure to use this one, as it's the one that we are using right now. And also the design is quite nice. It's pretty cute, and it's very diverse. If you go to like the layouts that they have, it's very diverse. So, and we also have one for Google Forms. So yeah, let's just take advantage of templates, as it saves a lot of time and it makes documents look very nice as well. So you can see it right there, all of our templates, and well, for the slides, that's the previous one, but you are seeing the recent one right here, right now. Jamboard. Jamboard. I know that for officials that have been here pretty much since the pandemic, we love Jamboard, by the way. It's a very good way to organize interactive sessions. It's really easy to get creative, as you guys have seen with the weekly jams, where, by the way, if you haven't like added or shared your accomplishments, please do so. It's something very nice, please. So yeah, and it's very easy to use. So there we have an example, and you can add sticky notes, you can add pictures, you can add memes, you can add figures, you can write on it, you can do a lot of things of it. But yeah. And what else can I say about Jamboard? Well, it's a funny story. As I said, since the pandemic, we've used a lot of Jamboard. So at one point, some of us were sick and tired of Jamboard, but in the end, it's a really good application. So yeah, if you want to do a brainstorming or something, Jamboard is really, really easy to use, and it also helps. Actually, we've used that quite a few times. So yeah. Then Google Calendar, also recommended to have it on your phone. It's a great way to keep track of the events and meetings. And also you can see the event automatically in your time zone. As we know, we are from different parts of the world, so time zones is always going to be a difficult thing to remember or memorize. But with the Google Calendar, we don't have to worry about that. So for example, if I create an event right now that it's 8:30, that for other time zones is going to show it in their own. So it's going to show at, I don't know, 2 p.m. UTC plus 0 for the ones who are in that time zone. It's going to show 11:30 for people in Chile and stuff like that. So it's going to be automatic and it's very easy. What else? For organizing meetings, you can set up a poll. And if you ever have questions about doing polls, we have a poll expert on our officials team, Belle, as she has done like a bunch of polls recently. But you can use Doodle, you can use Zcal, you can use, there's one that is called Let Us Meet, but it's written as lettuce, so it's quite funny. You send a poll to whom you want to invite, or you can give them the link. You identify the best result, and once you have the best date and time, you create an event on Google Calendar and you share it with them. So yeah. And in case there's not one obvious result, then you select the best one and you propose it to interested people. So yeah. Creating an event, it's pretty easy. You just create a new one on Google Calendar, you write a title, you select the time, beginning, ending, and the time zone. You can also select the location. You can automatically add a Google Meet link on the event. You can attach documents. You can write a description. You can invite guests. You can also have a notification. It can be 10 minutes before, it can be an hour before, it's up to you. And also you can do this to repeat, or you can do this or select it for all day. It's a lot of options too, and it's quite good. So I would encourage you to use it for all the meetings that you have. So yeah, you can also select visibility, guest permissions. You can also mark guest or like optional or required. So yeah, you can just feel free to take a look at it. Yeah, it's pretty good in general. So talking about time zones, for people who are not very familiar with it, there is a little difference between GMT and UTC. So GMT is officially used in some European and African countries, but UTC is standard, so it's worldwide. And actually, no one uses it officially, but for us, it's much easier. So yeah, and also there are certain time zones that change during the year, and it should always be indicated as UTC plus and the number, or UTC minus and the number. So for example, we have the case of Czechia, that during winter time they're UTC +1, but during summertime they go to UTC +2. And we also have examples of countries that never change, like mine, Costa Rica, that we are always UTC -6, and it never changes. So yeah. And yes, my brain also calculates automatically after a lot of meetings. So yeah, at one point you will memorize some time zones. I can guarantee you that. So yeah, what else? Google Meet. We have used this for, I would say, a lot. It can be either your commission meetings, department meetings, one-on-ones, or whatever meeting that is required. So there's also a web version, and there's also the app for Android and iOS. So yeah, in case you are not available for joining a meeting on your computer, I would encourage you to have it also to have the application on your phone, as it can be much easier to join with your phone using the Google Meet application. Features, and it can be up to 100 participants, and it also accepts non-IFSA accounts. You can share your screen, you can join by normal phone, but for that you need to do that whole process of calling and at your own cost, and I don't know. You have also automatic captions, and it's integrated with Google Calendar, as I mentioned. So yeah, you can also change your layout or your background as the same as Zoom. You can raise your hands. Yeah, it's quite good. So I would encourage you to use Google Meet also. And we have some contacts. So it's basically where all the contact information from officials is stored. So it has like position, country of origin, I think some of or all of them have phone number, and the contact and names of LCs. So if you want to contact an LC but you don't know their email address, you can go to contacts and you can find it there. So yeah, here we have a small example. You go to directory or directory, I don't know how to pronounce that. You go here and you have all of the information there. So as you can see, we have people, I don't know, with their official positions, or if they are from an OC or head of subcommission, and you can see their personal IFSA email address. And yeah, it's also the same for LCs. Okay. I know that was pretty fast, but it's a little easy. So do you guys have any questions of like regarding Google before we jump into Discord? All good? Okay. So no questions, going once, going twice. Okay. So I know this was a lot of information, so what don't we take a 5-minute break so that we can like process all the information and stretch a little, and then we come back so that we can go through Discord. It's going to be quite fast. So do you guys agree? 5-minute break?
Yay.
Okay, so see you at 8:40, well, not 8, sorry, at 45 or 46. Yeah, so see you in 5 minutes. Hello, hello.
I'm here.
Hola.
Okay. Just doing a quick check if everyone, or at least most of us, are back. Okay. Great. So I think we can start now. So continuing with our last part. That was quick. Yeah, it was a 5-minute break. 5 minutes go flying. Okay. As you may know, IFSA has a Discord server, so you are more than invited to use it. So we're going to talk about a few things about Discord. First of all, join if you haven't already joined the server. You can also download it on your phone or in your computer. It's absolutely free. And you can also check the website, as it has the place where you can join, and thank you. And it also has like a tutorial on the basic stuff, so it's quite nice. But we're also going to talk a little bit about that here. So on Discord, like on the application, you're going to see like the home button on the top left. That's basically where you can see your private conversations. You can talk to your friends. You can add people also. You can send them friend requests and everything. And then we have down below all of the servers that you have joined. So yeah, there we have the IFSA server. You can see the users by clicking here on this little person, and also people are divided by roles, and you can see who is online and who is not. Roles, well, we have from moderators to board officials, also all the bots that IFSA has, and etc. So you can see all of that over there on the right part. To be able to see the channels of your region and the language of your choice, you can go to Assigner, as you can see over there. And on the Assigner, you're going to have two things. One of them is the language assigner. So we have French, German, Italian, Portuguese, Spanish, Russian, and Korean. So you just click on the emojis and you will see the language channels. So if you click on Spanish, you will see the Spanish language for text and voice channels. And for the region, it's pretty much the same. We have all our 7 IFSA regions. So if you click on one of them, you will see the channels that are for that. How can I say this? For that region. So basically you can see, for example, the Southern Europe channel, the Southern Europe coffee hour, and the voice channel, the announcements, and I think the events poll. There are some other channels that not everyone can see, so you can see more channels or you can see less channels, it depends. We also have the IFSA world. So in Discord, in general, there are 3 types of channels. Announcements channels that have this symbol. It's only used for announcements made by moderators. There's also text channels that it works like a chat. And pretty much anyone can type there. And we also have voice channels. That it's like a normal place where you can have meetings too. So you can turn on your camera, you can turn off your microphone, you can share your screen, etc. And also you can join a voice channel by just clicking on it. You don't need like any sort of permission to join or whatever. You just click on it and you're there. Yeah. So basically you can see something like this. You can see also who is in that channel. There's also the options down here where you can mute or you can deafen. If you deafen, you cannot speak and you cannot hear, and mute is just like normal. And over here down below on this part is where you have the options to like turn on your camera, share your screen. You can also disconnect, but also you have those options over here on a video screen and this little phone. And also you can see the status of your internet connection. So that's also pretty good. So if it's green, then it's great. If it's like yellow or orange, it's not so good. And if it's red, then your connection is not good at all. But yeah, that's pretty much how it looks. We also have officials channels, a great place to interact, get familiar with each other. We can also have meetings there. So I know that, for example, last term we had a lot of, well, not a lot, but most of the membership department meetings. We had them on Discord. One thing to consider for meetings in Discord is the amount of people. So if you have a meeting that is going to have a lot of people, let's say more than 25, I would advise to have it somewhere else, because when there's more than 25 people, Discord can get very tricky with cameras, with people hearing each other. So yeah, just take that into account, because we already had a very chaotic meeting once. So yeah. What else? We also have a birthday channel. No idea what you talk about. Yeah, we can talk about the chaotic Discord meeting at another moment. But yeah, then we have generic channels. So we have the Forestry Club that has like a lot of stuff, like the book club, the book of the month, the cinema club, the cultural club, study club, an animal club, canopy conversation club, and a pen pal club. So you can see all of those there. And if you are part of pen pals, then you can see the pen pals one. So yeah, and there's also voice channels for those. So you can see peer learning, cultural club, study club, cinema club, book club, and cinema club. We've been trying to use it recently. We've been doing a Harry Potter marathon. So if you ever see us there, feel free to join. Yeah. What else? Fun and games. So we have a calendar. We have the leaderboard. I'll explain the leaderboard. I think in the next slide. Memes. We can also share memes. General games. We used to have Among Us when it was very popular back in 2020. And some other channels that you can take a look. And forestry topic discussions. So we have different topics over there, also articles, papers, interviews, and well, you have a whole list of topics there. So I would like to just encourage you to be as interactive as you can in the server, so that you can also encourage IPSA members to use it more. I think, yeah, I think that ever since the server was created, we've tried really hard to promote it as much as we can. And yeah, we're also trying to reach 1,000 members, and when we reach it, we're gonna have like a giveaway and stuff like that. So you know, that can benefit us all. So let's make sure to use it and share it to other people also. I would advise to check the Animal Fun Club. That's pretty nice. People share pictures of their pets. So if you have dogs or cats, you can also go there. Yeah, the leaderboard. In IPSA, when you send a message on a text channel, you start, I'm forgetting how to speak. You get experience points, and that's a system to track the most active users, and also to, you know, create some sort of competition or wishes to level up. So meetings on Discord is the best way to level up. I can guarantee that. And you can see the rank on the leaderboard channel, or you can go to that link. And it shows you that website that you can see on the right, and it shows from the first to the last place. So you can see the amount of messages and the experience some people have. Yeah. So level up. It's pretty cool. And also we have music bots. And there are different types. So to check on how that works, there is like an advanced guide that we can share with you also. So yeah. Because I, for example, people on the study club put some music, and yeah, it's there for everyone to use. So let's take advantage of that too. And the last step, install the Discord app. So you can go to that place, or you can just Google it, Discord download, and you can have it for iOS, Android, Windows, Mac, Linux, and you just follow the instructions. It's actually quite easy. It's free. Creating your account is also free. Joining the server is also free. Everything is free. So yep, I would encourage you to do that and join the server. And also for officials, it's important, as we sometimes have meetings there. So yeah. And that would be it. So do you have any questions about Discord? Surprisingly, we managed to complete this in 1 hour. I wasn't expecting that, but yeah. Any questions? Something that you want to know about Discord, or anything in general? Can see that you guys are talking a lot in the chat. That's great.
We are trying to level up in Google Meet.
Yeah. You're trying to level up in Zoom.
Oh, yeah, Zoom.
Yeah. Okay, so questions going once, questions going twice. Nope. Okay, so I guess that everything is clear. So that's it. Thank you for joining. We still have the picture, so don't leave. I'll stop sharing, and yep.